If you've got a bunch of unwanted inventory that you've been sitting on for days, weeks, months, years, ship it to Fanatics Marketplace and let them do all the work. Just make sure when you ship it, you use the promotional code Cajun, all capital letters, C-A-J-U-N. All right, guys, here we go. Fanatics Weekly Auction number 138. This one's a little special for me. Today, you're going to get two videos, okay? You're going to get your normal Fanatics Weekly auction recap video, which we're doing right now. And then for those of you that weren't following or didn't know, I had 31 Jordans, including a couple of them at the top, on the top row in this particular auction. So there'll be a separate video because like I've told y'all for years now, I am about as transparent as it gets. So if it goes well, I'll show you. If it goes poorly, I'll show you. I haven't run the numbers on the 31 Michael Jordan cards that I sold in this auction other than the top two, which I've looked at. So I'm going to kind of put that to the side. We're going to talk about my 31 Jordan cards in a separate video because I want you guys to see what I see when I sell my cards on Fanatics Weekly Auctions or on Fanatics Premier Auctions. Again, just real quick to pay the bills. If you're looking to buy on Fanatics Weekly Auction, any of these types of cards that we're looking at today, the cards that you see on these Monday Fanatics Weekly Auction recaps, please consider supporting the Cajun Cardboard channel. You can use the affiliate link for all buyers that is located in the description to this YouTube video. That works. You cut it, you paste it into your browser, go bid away. A little chunk of what you buy or win, you gotta win it, a little chunk of what you win comes to support the Cajun Cardboard channel. Doesn't change anything on your end, what you pay or anything like that. So that's just me asking you a favor. On the other end, if you're interested in selling cards, certainly you can message me if you have any questions. I got a lot of great videos out there about how you can send your raw and or graded cards to Fanatics Weekly to sell in the weekly or premier auctions. Use the promo code Cajun. It's real simple, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters. When you're submitting your cards to either vault or sell on the Fanatics Marketplace, there will be a little field right there and it will say promo code. Type in Cajun. That's all you got to do. Ship your cards in. They'll have Cajun tagged to them. That way, Fanatics knows that me and my big mouth down here in South Louisiana is actually doing them some good. All right, enough. Let's get going. We got to give the people what they want. Let's start on the bottom row, and this is rare, man. But the three cards on the bottom row, I had to look all three of them up in card ladder. There's no way I wasn't going to look these three cards up. So card number one, we're looking at the 2012 first year Panini. This is the Silver Prism, back in the era where, God, this is 13 years ago. Are you kidding me, guys? 13 years of Panini Prism in the past, and we may only have 1 or 2 more years of it left with, you know, the Fanatics transition and Topps Chrome taking over. This is something. This is first year Prism, back when silver meant something. Let's check it out. That's what your card sort of looks like. Here's your graph over the last 2 years. Not bad. Last night's sale was a big one, guys. Okay, so you're talking about a pop 34 for Steph Curry's first ever silver Prism in a PSA 10 slab. The last sale was $3,600, which was up from $3,300. This one goes for $4,920, getting us almost all the way back to where we were 2 years ago when the card sold for $4,900. So sale number one right there in the books. Good looking sale right there for Steph Curry. Sale number two was this 1997 high voltage minimum gem. This BGS 9.5 sold for $4,920 as well. Here's what that card looks like. This is actually not going to be the last time we see a gem mint Jordan card coming down, right? So in the recent weeks, months even, we've seen gem mint Jordans, specifically PSA 10s, go absolutely bananas, ballistic, crazy. We're going to see some regression today, so you guys sit down, prepare yourself. You guys know I am a huge Jordan collector, but as I've always said, I'm trying to share the data with you. I'm not trying to influence the data. I'm trying to share the data with you. So this is a card that I do own in exactly the same grade, and I'm pretty sure mine's a minimum gem as well. I think I bought it actually from Coleman Cards, one of the great dealers in our country, down at the only Dallas show that I've ever attended. I think I remember buying that card from him. But this one sold last night for $4,920, well down from $6,750. What if we zoom out 2 years? Okay, so this is where you get the other side of the story. Over the last 2 years, this 9.5 copy is up 111%. That is double, even in South Louisiana. So again, let's look close. Let's check out the data. Let's make sure. What's the first thing you think of when you see this Dunkin' Go Nuts card over here? Yeah, this is the gold parallel. That's not good, right? We don't want the gold parallel Dunkin' Go Nuts. And for those of you who don't know, There is no gold parallel. It's just a joke that we say because these cards, which are acetate and meant to be very clear, sometimes they turn yellow or gold. So we joke that this is the special gold parallel. It's not. It's just one that's turned yellow. So I'm guessing when we look at the data, this card's not going to do as well as your typical Dunkin' Go Nuts BGS 9.5, despite the fact that it's got 2 10s on it, but it's got a 9 for surface. No doubt that 9 is because it's yellow. So that's sort of what the card's supposed to look like with a black background. The best way to look at these cards is always to put it on a white surface so you can tell if there's any distinction, because it's perfectly clear, so you should be able to tell if you put it on a pure white table or a pure white sheet of paper or something like that behind it, you'll be able to tell if the card has yellowed at all real quickly. BGS 9.5, this is a real easy card to actually gem, and as we guessed, because it's yellow, it's well down from the last 2 sales, 6,000, 6,300, all the way back here to 5,000. So about a 20% hit right there for the yellowing on that card. Next row, we've got, and I can't look up all the Jordans, and there was a lot of Jordans. Guys, these were the top 48 cards, and we're starting at almost $5,000. That seems higher than normal. I don't know, but $5,000 is usually, we don't start, like the 48th card's usually like 1,300, 3,500. It feels like it's something lower than $5,000. We got 48 cards, $5,000 or more, just about, with the 4920s down here. So we got a cut above 8.5 that does 5,040. You guys are gonna have to research some of these on your own, so I apologize. And look, everybody's going to get that star money right now because those cards have gone up too fast, too much, too fast in every grade, in every card. 84 star, 85 star, 86 star. It doesn't matter. If you've got a stars card, honestly, you should probably be selling it right now. And so this 84 star PSA 5, this is one of the 3 base cards from the 84 star set. This number 195 Olympic gold medalist card does 5,040 in a PSA 5. Next to that, we got a Kobe Draft Redemption, PSA 10. We're going to look at some Kobe cards in a second, so be patient, Kobe collectors. You guys will have to look this one up on your own. This Redemption from 1996 Topps does 5,520. Let me see if I can, yeah, there we go. Can I go one more? No, I got to go here. Okay, moving along, we got 2 Jordans that look alike. This is the 2001 Fleer EX Credentials Future, serial number to 38 and serial number to 33. These are pop 1, 2 higher, pop 1, 3 higher. So pretty rare cards from 2001. These are actually playing year cards. Again, I just did a great video with the great Chris McGill from Card Ladder and Crossover fame and former House of Jordans creator and founder. And we kind of talk about what are Jordan's playing years. If you missed that video, go check it out on the channel. But these 2 guys right here next to each other, pop 1, both of them, 5640. Pretty cool pairing right there with the red and the blue. Moving along, we got a Zebra Prism Victor Wembanyama from 2023 Select Mezzanine. That must be the new thing. Again, I'm out, guys. I'm out of the Ultra Modern. Like, they won't stop printing the damn things and stop creating new parallels with goat skin and monkey breath and, you know, dragon scale and like Jolly Rancher flavor. It's scratch and sniff absurdity. So I'm out. So forgive me. Select used to be Courtside was the nasty badass one, right? Then they had, I think, Premier, and then they had, and for some reason I'm going blank, not Courtside, Premier, and Concourse. But apparently now there's a Mezzanine, which is, you know, I think the word mezzanine means sort of in between, so this one must be in between. But it is a Wembanyama who is really hot. My guess is, if we did look it up, this is going to be down from the highest PSA 10 that's ever sold. But it's a pop 7, so there must not be too many of those out there. Warp Speed Jordan PSA 10. We're not going to look it up. Trust me, it went right on the number. So this one stopped. It didn't go set an all-time brand new record or anything like this. This Warp Speed Jordan PSA 10 actually was right on the number. This Crunch and Munch BGS 8.5 does 6,000. 8.5 sort of that collector's grade of star. That was the grade of the star cards that I chose to collect when I did push into the star stuff. I've since sold my star stuff. 2015 Orange Prism Jokic serial number to only 65. And this is a PSA 9 copy with really good looking centering for a PSA 9. These are really sturdy cards. 2015 Prism are very sturdy. They feel thicker stock, like they're indestructible. If you've ever held one of these 2015 Prism refractor color, color refractors in your hand, refractors, prisms, whatever you want to call them. 6,300 for that Jokic. See what the Nuggets do this year. And then we got a couple more Jordans we got to look up. This is the 97 Metal Universe Championship Galaxy. This is a minimum gem copy, people. One of the greatest sets in all of the 1990s. The Championship, Metal Universe Championship Galaxy 9.5 does 6,300. There's your card right there. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. Good Lord. I think that's either Buck Williams or Walt Williams. I'm going to guess Buck Williams in his later years on the Suns. Somebody let me know. Is that Walt Williams or Buck Williams? Or maybe it's another Williams, but it looks like the Suns. It could be the Blazers. If it's the Blazers, actually, I think it's the Blazers. It's definitely Buck Williams. All right, 42 is the pop for this BGS 9.5, and it sold for $6,300, which is the highest sale in the last 2 years. All time, it is the third highest sale all time out of 30 sales over, what is that, 20 or almost 20 years. So a good sale right there for that Championship Galaxy. Remember, that's a minimum gem, and it's trying to fight back to that 2021 sale of $7,800, which most perceive as the hobby bubble. Next, we've got the Stadium Club Gallery. I thought this was Topps Gallery. Stadium Club Gallery. That doesn't seem right. Why is that? Am I stupid? Yeah, this should be Topps Gallery. Why does it say Stadium Club Gallery? Somebody let me know what's going on in the comments. I'm not an expert on this card. This is the player's private issue, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Topps Gallery, but it says Stadium Club Gallery. Well, we looked it up. So let's see. This says Stadium Club here as well. Why does it say Stadium Club? Is that right? God, I thought it was... Okay, so this says Topps Gallery. That says Topps Gallery. That says Topps Gallery. This says Stadium Club Gallery. This says Topps Gallery. I don't know. What am I missing? Somebody let me know, because I thought this is what the label should look. Now that says Stadium Club. This says Topps. So somebody let me know in the comments what I don't understand. It looks like to me, I'm guessing this is some type of, I've got in here private issue gallery Jordan PSA 10. So this is going to pull it whether it's a Stadium Club or a Topps Gallery. I'm almost positive this is supposed to be Topps Gallery. Somebody in the comment, let me know what the hell's going on. I just noticed it. Obviously, I didn't notice it in prep work, but this card sold for $6,300. Let's pull it up. Here we go. That is the second highest price that has ever been paid for this card in 18 sales throughout history. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a hierarchy card, so you will find this card in the hierarchy. This is a rare-ass card. Very rare card. This card's been graded 165 times in 30 years. So 30 years, it's been graded 165 times. Take that and, all you Wembanyama collectors, that's what rarity is. And again, that's not the rarest of the rare, but that's a pretty rare card. 6,300 is a great sale there, second highest in history. We got a Z-Pete BGS 9. It's a big boy card right there, people. That Z-Pete's a card you'll definitely find in the hierarchy. I don't like it as much as a regular BMOC. But the Z-Petes are often faked and difficult to find real ones. And so when you do get your hands on a real one, I mean, one way to do it is about PSA. Those are almost always real. At least you get the money back guarantee. There were some BGS copies that slipped through the cracks. Do your research on blowout forums. Just be very careful buying this card. This could be a fake one. This could be a real one. I'm not the guy. So don't message me saying, Cajun, I get these messages all the time. And my response is always politely, dude, I am not good at this. I am not good at identifying counterfeits. I rely on some of the great collectors out there in the hobby that have been doing this a lot longer than me when it comes to identifying a fake. I'm just letting you guys know there are buku big men on court Z-Pete fakes out there in BGS slab. So you guys go do your own research. I would advise you to never buy a raw one. That almost goes for a lot of the high-end Jordans. But you guys do your own research. Reach out to the powers that be and confirm before you buy a Z-Pete. Again, I'm not saying this one's fake. I have no reason to believe it is or isn't. But I know there are tells that you can look at on the card, but let one of the experts give you those. We did this last week. I feel like we just did this. A Power in the Keys sold. It was a PSA 10 last week, if I'm not mistaken. We looked at it and we were like, that ain't a 10. I don't care what anybody says, that ain't a 10. Now look, I've graded a bunch of these raw. This is the Power in the Key. We got to go in and look close. This PSA 10 sold last night for $6,600. That's not a good sale. Let me show you why. This nosedives. This is the one we looked at last week where we're like, dude, that ain't a 10. It's torn to bits on the back. The edges were messed up. The surface is messed up. There were some serious problems. Well, this one sold last night for, that is last week, yeah. This one sold last night for $6,600. But let's look at this one too. Watch this. You're not going to believe this. So we're going to go to the back because that's usually where you can see the edge wear and the problems that occur. So I'm going to zoom in and look at these great images you get when you buy on Fanatics Weekly. Here you go. That's not a 10 edge. But guess what? It gets a lot worse. A lot worse. Guys, that's not a 10 edge. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and bang on a card that somebody just paid $6,600 for, but it's important to check out it's not all the same. All the PSA 10s aren't the same. You got to get in there. You got to dig through the weeds. I'm not great at that, okay? Sometimes I see PSA 10, I get stars in my eyes, and I go nuts as well. But it is good to see that this one came back from the last week's sale, which looked to be in relatively similar condition, to be quite honest with you. But that's why PSA 10's on that stupid card. I say stupid card. It's an awesome card. There's only 46 of them. Look at this percentage, gem percentage, 2%. And in that 2%, we've seen 2 in the last weeks out of the 46 that are not PSA 10s. I mean, by anybody's measure, right? No matter how strict or lenient you are, the last 2 we've looked at have not been, based on my observations and my experience with PSA, what I would consider PSA 10 worthy cards. Again, moving along. Okay, we got a Superfractor Oscar Robertson 2007 Topps Chrome 5758 variation. There's a Superfractor frenzy going on right now. It's not just in basketball. I'm seeing it in baseball. I'm seeing it in football. It might be with the return of Topps Chrome that people are starting to care so much more about Superfractors. They've always been important and always crazy rare. They're always one of one. But recently, when an Oscar Robertson that is really weird and doesn't really matter, and I've never met anybody that collects Oscar Robertson, does 6,900, there's a Superfractor frenzy going on. Next to that, we've got one of the coolest dual Kobe Shaq patches I've ever seen in my life. This is pop 1 out of 4. Look at the patches on this card. We're going to pop in here real quick. This is the Emerald Parallel, serial number to 4. Usually Emerald serial number to 5, but I guess Flawless just wants to keep you on your toes, so they cut one short. But this is a big-time card. First of all, look at Kobe and Shaq's arms. Who wanted to go up against these two man-children back in the day when they were in their prime? And it was lights out, dude. They were unbelievable together. I miss it. I remember watching them against the Kings. They could have gone with some different images on the back, but it's the exact same images. Man, what a card that is right there. That's awesome. 7,200. Congrats to the buyer on that one. I don't collect Kobe. I don't collect Shaq. I don't collect patches. And I don't collect Flawless. But I can appreciate that card. That's a beautiful, beautiful dual patch card right there. So congrats to the buyer on that one. Tyrese Maxey, Gold Shimmer. Who thinks he's going to have a monster year? He's going to have to take the lead with Embiid and his injury concerns. Embiid's always the best player on the floor when he's on the floor. But when he's off, I don't care if Paul George is in town. That is still Tyrese Maxey's team. So they're only going to go as far as Tyrese Maxey improves. He's got to improve on last year, which was a massive improvement on the year before. I'm pretty sure I won a bunch of money betting him for the most improved player on FanDuel. And I don't remember if he won most improved player or if I just cashed out. But he had a great season. Let's just leave it at that, right? You don't care about my gambling addiction, which, again, I don't have a gambling addiction. I think I bet like $10. 2009 SB Game Use Logo Men Tim Duncan. This is back when this is that set where I think I've read where they had a bunch of extra materials, and so they made a bunch of logo man's. And so this Logo Men's is a serial number to 7, but it's a pop 1 because it's authentic. And it says none graded higher, which means none are graded because everything's higher than authentic. Next to that, we got a LeBron James, no grade on the autograph. No grade on the autograph. This is a PSA 9 card. This is a rookie. It's from SP Authentic, and it's a PSA 9. It does 7,500. Next, we've got a Bird Magic from 1980 Topps. It's graded a BGS 9, which is kind of weird. I'm just used to seeing these in PSA slabs. This is a BGS 9. Every once in a while, I'll mention to you guys the horizontal print defect thing that this card has. I just want to zoom in real quick and show you. Again, I'm no expert, but there's your little black line. Do y'all see the black line down there? Always look for that. See if that's on your card, because some of them that are in mint condition have that black line. You're going to want to buy one that doesn't have the black line. Again, the perforations look really good, and the color and clarity looks really good on this card. This is Fisheye City 1980 Topps. For those of you out there that don't know anything about 1980 Topps, those cards are tough, man. And it's kind of soft paper, too, because they're meant to be perforated. Just tough to find cards in good condition there. That does have a top 5% eye appeal, despite the fact that it's got the horizontal print defect on there. So I'm not sure how Fanatics or PWCC or whoever it was took that into account. 2000 Upper Deck employee, whatever that means, Kobe Bryant patch auto, serial number to 300. I assume that means it's an employee exclusive where Upper Deck distributed these Kobe Bryant patch cards number to 300 out to their employees, and somebody's like, I'll take the cash. Here, take it. $8,100. Yikes. That seems like a really, really big number for a serial number to 300 autograph Kobe card. But somebody who knows about Kobe can comment below and educate me, because I am an idiot when it comes to that. What about a Tim Duncan second year Hoops BAMs? This is the BAMs, okay? So it's serial number to 250. We're going to look this bad boy up because this is a really big time card. I've got it somewhere in here. Nope, I'm gone. I'm here. Oh, here we go. That's the card right there. That's the card that sold last night. It's a PSA 10. I would say that's a record, right? I've got it sorted by price. This card sold 18 times in a PSA in any condition. It sold 18 times. This PSA 10, if I'm not mistaken, is a Pop 1. Yes. So this is the only PSA 10 out there. Check it out. It's sold for, what is that, 7 times the highest price ever paid for a card, which was an 8.5. So I took out Slam to make sure I got just the BAMs number to 250, and this just obliterated the highest price ever paid for this sale in the past, albeit it was an 8.5. So that PSA 10 did what we expected, which was a big ass number, right? Big time pickup right there for any Tim Duncan collector. It's always nice if you're collecting one of the all-time greats, the greatest power forward that ever lived, unless you consider LeBron James a power forward, which he's not. He's closer to a point guard than a power forward, but I would call him a small forward, just for historical reference. But Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward of all time. A lot of great Tim Duncan collectors out there. Not as many as you would think there would be, but there are a lot of them great out there. And how nice would it be to say, I got the one, I got the only BAMs Tim Duncan, and I got it for $8,400 on Fanatics Weekly, number 138. Probably using the affiliate Cajun Cardboard link that's located in the YouTube description. All right, enough of that. Moving on, we got a Credentials. This is a card that I've always felt, I don't say this very often, this is a card that I always feel is overvalued for Jordan. Usually I'm like, that seems like it should be worth more. That seems like it should be worth more. And I'm not bagging on somebody's card here, but I'm going to call it like I see it. I don't know what it is about it, but I feel like it's a card that's overvalued. There's 499 of them. That's not that rare in the world of Jordan. You can go get one at anytime you want to. Now, the issue with these, as we know, is it's diamond cut at the top, right? And so you can see it. This is diamond cut like most of the ones you see. You could tell by the word Credentials not being parallel to the top edge of the card. Not even close to being parallel to the top edge of the card. Nonetheless, the card sold for $8,700 in an 8.5 grade, which is a pretty good grade for this card because it's hard to find. Pop 39, if we look at the pop report, what would we say? There's 499 of these things. Well, guess what? Only 191 have ever been graded, and there is a 1.97% gem rate. Thank you to the diamond cut at the top. That keeps them from popping up very often. Every once in a while, you will see one that is square at the top. I would not be able to put a diamond cut one in my collection because I've got too many mental issues with that. Print, refractor lines, diamond cut, things like that. I would not be able to put that in my collection. Just my OCD would not allow that to happen. But this one does 8,700. But let's look and see how that is. That's actually down 20% from the last sale over the last 2 years. It's up 25%. So rise, hit the peak right here at 10.99, and then all the way down. What's the highest price ever paid for an 8.5? Holy crap! Someone is into this card for $25,000. So that is one of those rare Jordan stories where we're at 1/3 of peak right now on this card. So maybe everybody is figuring it out. We've got a no subs on the front, BGS 6.5 star right there that does 8,700 for some reason. And then next to it, we've got a playoff contenders Steph Curry rookie auto PSA 10 that does $9,000. Next to that, we got 2 more Jordans we got to look up. And I'm sorry, I'm a Jordan collector, and it's primarily a Jordan channel. So if y'all don't like it, you got to just deal with it. I know Kobe and LeBron people are screaming at me, but this auction specifically was loaded with some Gem Mint Jordans, as we are seeing, and we're not done, as we are seeing in this weekly 138 top 48 video. 1995 EXL Natural Born Thrillers PSA 10. And I think we're going to ring the bell on this one. That is a new record over the last 2 years. That is the second highest price ever paid for a Natural Born Thrillers, trying to chase down that $12,500 that was paid back in 2021, which seems to be an anomaly because that was a jump from $4,800 to $12,500. That's very star-like in its illogical, nature. So star-like is going to be my new term. Whenever something insane happens that doesn't make any sense, I'm going to call it a star-like characteristic. So that one jumped all the way to $12,500 back in 2021. $9,000 for this one. If we look at it again over the last 2 years, that's a card that's up 38.46%. It's a Pop 55. Tough card right there. Love it. Next to that, we got the 98 Metal Universe Planet Metal. 97 is probably more popular. The silver refractory foily looking one. This one not quite as probably not quite as popular. Also, it's a visually appealing card. It's just the 97 is really, really good looking. But this 98 Planet Metal, this is a die cut. This PSA 10 does 9,300. So you're choosing between these two guys right here. You know what I mean? So you're choosing between the Natural Born Thrillers and the Planet Metal. They sold for almost the exact same price. Where are we? There we are. Planet Metal. That's what it looks like. Did I lie? That's a good looking card right there. Look, if you look real close, there's Baton Rouge, Louisiana right there. You can see it. Okay, too slow. Pop 33. This card's up 24% from the last sale. Let's back it out to 1 year. It's actually about flat, and let's back it out to 2 years. It's up 32%. Let's back it up to all time. Whoops, let's back it up to all time. And it's making another run. So this is top 10 highest sale of all time out of 67 sales. It's the highest sale in the last year. So we're seeing some movement upward on that Planet Metal. Again, that's a pop 33. Watch this. There's only what? 605 ever graded amongst the 3 grading companies. We'll include SGC in here because for some reason 22 people decided SGC was the way to maximize their value on a 1990s Jordan card for whatever reason. Gem rate's about 10, 11, something like that, depending on the grading company of choice. BGS 9 Jordan rookie does 9,300. We get our first LeBron that we need to look at. I had a heart on here because I was just curious what this thing did, so it was on my favorites. I wanted to check on this sales price to see if I was right. I recently did a video on LeBron prices, on Curry prices, on Kobe prices, on Jordan prices. I was curious where this second year LeBron Gold PSA 9 that a mere mortal could purchase, right? PSA 10s are crazy. PSA 9s, maybe. 9,900 for this LeBron card, and I've got it pulled up right there. Gorgeous card. Really good image of LeBron rocking the cradle and then doing a reverse dunk. That sounded really nerdy. It's actually still down 15%, but it is way up from the last sale. So 8,400 last sale, 9,900. That's up 1,500. That's a really appreciable, noticeable amount. But again, it is down from 11,700. If you want to see some horrific horror stories, you can go back and check on our friend here who bought it for $36,000 in 2021. So 9,900 doesn't seem so bad today. Next to that, we've got no, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is literally the parallel. It's called Cherry Blossom Choice. So that sounds like something on Disney. Cherry Blossom Choice sounds like some kind of stupid kids, slapstick, after school special on Disney. Cherry Blossom Choice. That's unbelievable that that's actually really a parallel. And they chose to make it serial number to 20. So now it's going to be sort of relevant, despite the fact that it's preposterous. That doesn't make any sense at all. I don't even know, what are they just throwing? Are they asking people to ask their 7-year-old kids, what is your favorite color? And they come up with things, and I don't know what's going on with the parallels, but it's gotten completely out of control. Serial number 20, it does $10,000, people. And I'm not looking it up because I'm just not. Next to that, we've got this is one we got to look up. This is a big deal here. This is a big deal. Kobe collectors are going to love the direction that we go on the further examination of this card. Let's go ahead and click into it because this is the real deal. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous card from, like I said, a very meaningful set from the 1990s. That 97 Metal Universe, maybe the best set from maybe the best year, from maybe the best decade of maybe the third best player. 1997 Metal Universe Kobe Championship hardware. Sorry, I had to get a dig in there. It's 10,200 on that card. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, it wasn't in the database. So there's our card. Guys, far and away, this card last night on Fanatics Weekly broke, shattered, destroyed, demolished, urinated on the all-time record of 6,900. That is a humongous 40-something, the high 30s, 40% jump from 6,900 up $3,300. That is over a 40% jump by my estimation to 10,200. That's almost a 50% leap from 6,900 to 10,200. That is only a pop 8 card. And guys, look how many have been graded. Not a lot. 117 have ever been graded. 2 people graded with SGC. Moving along. All right, we got another logo man. This is from Panini Gala or Gala. I don't know. It depends on how you want to pronounce it. What part of the country you're from. This is a primetime midnight Larry Bird logo man patch. That sounds like scary. Midnight. That's cool. Primetime midnight. Why is it midnight? I don't know. BGS 8.5, 1 of 1. This does $10,800. Good to see a Bird collector out there snatching this card. I see Bird. I see Ralph Sampson. I see McHale. I can't tell who this is on the Rockets because we didn't zoom into the card. Here is a BGS 9 with a 15% eye appeal Jordan rookie card from 1986 Fleer. This does $11,700. We've got an 84 star BGS 7.5 number 288 non-rookie card that does the exact same price. So lower grade, not a rookie. Rookie BGS 9 with an eye appeal sticker selling for the same price. Next to that, we've got something I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Let's just go in here because this is chaos. This is going to be a disturbing amalgamation of colors. That is really freaking ugly. It is a 1 of 1 though. So it's a 2023 Panini Photogenic Championship Champ Feels Platinum LeBron 1 of 1 PSA 8. You probably throw the grade out the window because it's all about the 1 of 1 that's on the card. Probably, presumably somewhere on the back. Maybe not. Maybe it's on the front somewhere. I don't know. I can't even see it because there's so much crap going on the card. I don't even know where the 1 of 1 is. Is it on the back? Is it on the front? I mean, again, I don't have great vision, but I don't even know. I'm done looking at this card. $12,000 for that completely arbitrary LeBron 1 of 1 from, I'll be honest with you, from what I think is a really cool set. I really think the photogenic stuff is cool, notwithstanding that that's an eyesore. 1997 Ultra Stars Jordan PSA 10. The Ultra Stars Gold is the crazy one. This is the Ultra Stars, right? But this PSA 10 is still a 5-figure card. $13,200 last night. There is the card. Pop 21. This came way back, guys. So another Jordan card that said, hold on, let's not go too much too quick. Let's not get star crazy here. Let's not go too high too quickly. It came back from $15,100 about a month ago. In fact, exactly a month ago to last night, September 8th, to $13,200. So that's a pretty serious reset right there. Again, Pop 21. This buyer right here has got to feel pretty good considering he bought it for a little bit less than $2,000, less than the last sale. So good pickup right there from the buyer. 84 star 195 PSA 7 does $13,800. We've got the Jordan 2008 Metal Universe, Precious Metal Gems, PMG Red. These reds were serial number 250. So this BGS 8.5 is a Pop 2 with 6 higher. It does $17,400. That 2008 Metal Universe Precious Metal Gems. 1961 Fleer Jerry West with an NBA silver sticker, with a Fanatics Eye Appeal 30% sticker. We're going to give vintage some love. This is, I think, damn, is this the first vintage card I've even looked at? I don't consider anything in the 80s vintage. So I think this is the first vintage card that we've looked at. Guys, watch this. So Eye Appeal sticker, not the best Eye Appeal sticker, not the best NBA sticker, but stickers nonetheless. And my eye appeal says this is a badass, well-centered, really good-looking Jerry West card with an incredibly beautiful flat top. Watch this, $17,400. So Card Ladder doesn't have the 7.5 in the database. So what did I do? I'm going to look at the 8. Well, check this out. Over the last 2 years, the highest the PSA 8 Jerry West has ever sold for, remember, we're talking about a 7.5 selling last night for $17,000. The highest an 8 has sold for in the last 2 years is $14,000. So this 7.5 murdered the highest PSA 8 sale in the last 2 years by some margin. $17,400 is a humongous sale for that card last night. Let's just go ahead and cut and paste this, copy. Let's go in here. Cajun Cardboard's doing some quick, that's stupid. Let me just do this. I'm doing this work for you guys. Why is this not working? All right, hang on. Here we go. All right, 1961 Fleer, Jerry West, PSA 7.5. If you put in parentheses like that, you'll get just the 7.5s. Let's go to the highest price ever paid. Bang! Is that a record? Gee, I don't know. That is a record. That is a home run, grand slam, mega monster jumbo record. And there is a look at the card up close and personal. Guys, that is a monster sale last night. I don't know if that person just wants the card and they bought the card, not the grade. If they did, congrats. That's what we should all be doing. But that destroyed the highest price ever paid for a 7.5 in history, guys. We're talking about a card here that's a Pop 12, but there's like 200 higher. That's a huge sale right there. Fascinating sale for vintage right there. Vintage, you vintage guys that watch my stuff, if there's any of you left, I'm sorry I don't talk about vintage as much. I need to start getting better at that because it is awesome. And And I mean, I love it. So I just don't talk about it very much because I don't collect it. And honestly, I don't know much about it. But that seems like a really, really big deal for that card to sell for over 3x, the highest price ever paid for a 7.5 in history. And again, of course, 61 was Oscar Robertson, Wilt, and Jerry West rookie year. 97 Triumvirate Illuminator. And look, don't feel sorry for me, right? I lost this, but I only bid almost as a joke. I knew this was about to happen. I knew I had no chance. I think my high bid was probably like $8,000 or something stupid. I only just put it in there because I was like, well, maybe somebody will make a mistake and they won't see it. This is the baddest of the bad. This is the Illuminator, right? So luminous, luminescent, Illuminator. There's two triumvirates, the T1B, the T9B. This is the T1B. This is the Illuminator, which is the nastiest of the three. It is one of the most intricately die-cut cards that you have ever seen in your entire life. Trust me on that. If you've held one in hand, you get it. Look at the die cuts on the side. Look at those die cuts. And by the way, if you can see where my cursor is, that's die cut into the card right there. This is die cut into the card here. This is die cut into the card, meaning you can see through those wooden planks. They're not tangent. They're not adjacent. They're adjacent. They're not tangent. You can actually see through those holes as well. But look at the die cutting of this card. Fascinating, fascinating card. This is the Illuminator. This is the big dog. Let's get to what the people want to know is, hey, I know it's a record, but how much of a record was the Illuminator PSA 10 T1B last night? Well, check this out, guys. If you thought Jerry West was obliterating his record, 24,600 is a 7,000 plus jump over the last sale from 2023 and far and away the highest price ever paid for an Illuminator. For those of you that don't know, this is one of Jordan's rarest non-serial numbered inserts that are out there, and it's an insert parallel because it's an insert and it is a parallel of that insert. The luminous would be the base insert, the luminescent and the Illuminator would be two different parallels of that insert. Check it out. How many times has this card been graded? 69. Ooh, sexy. 69 times by PSA and Beckett total in history, and we're talking about a card that's 27 years old. So another all-time record. Ring the bell, ding, ding, ding on that Jordan record right there. I thought this was fascinating. I'm clicking in here. I don't collect Curry. I don't collect Jumbos. I don't even know what a box topper is or looks like. This thing's huge. You can tell it's in one of those massive PSA slabs, which you better vault your cards if you're going to have one of these and or frame that mug and put it up on the wall of your office. But here's Baron Davis in his what looks to be Pelican days. Maybe it's it's Clippers. Trying to guard Steph Curry. It's not working out. But this is looks to be an on-card box topper autograph Gem Mint 10 Pop 3 serial number to 75, and somebody shelled it out. $27,600 for this. I don't need to look it up. I know that's a record. I don't even need to look it up, but we'll look it up anyway. 2009. This is never. Court Kings. PSA 10. Is that right? Yeah. Is it a record? Gee, I don't know. Is 27,600 greater than 885 in math class? Yeah, it is. Kobe Bryant, 96 finest refractor with coating, PSA 10. Am I crazy, or does it feel like I've seen a lot of this card selling lately? I feel like I've seen this card 6 consecutive weeks, and many of them PSA 10 sales. Let's look it up. Here it is. That's the card with the coating. It's the refractor. It's a big dog. There's only 19 of them, but I swear to God, I feel like I've seen this card a lot lately. The card is flat over the last 2 years, but this is a great jump here for the Kobe collectors, right? From 20 back to 29.4. So this card was significantly down over the last 2 years into last November. We hadn't seen the one with coating since last November. Maybe I am crazy. Maybe I haven't seen that many. Maybe I'm thinking of 9.5s and 9s and without coating. But with coating PSA 10, there's only 19 of them. This card got all of the drop in the last 2 years back. It got it back in one sale last night. On Fanatics Weekly 138. It jumped $9,000 to $29,400. Great sale there and great card to pick up for the buyer. A BGS 7 Jordan. We at the top row. Yeah, we get top 4. Final 4. Here we go. It's going to be a lot of Jordans, guys. It's Jordan, 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 and Jordan. And 2 of them are actually rookies. 2 of them are also XRCs. This BGS 7 XRC sold for $33,600. How about the insanity? Is it about to end? Is it curbing? No, it's not. It's still going. Someone decided 29.3 was not enough. I'm going to pay $33,600 for a Pop 142 BGS 7 Michael Jordan. So this was a card that is up 158% over the last 6 months. You could have picked up 2 cards for $25,000. Now someone is paying $33,000 for 1 card. Same card, same grade, same card, same grade, 150% in 2 years. Next, we've got my 1986 Fleer sticker, which did meh. I don't know how do you say it, meh? Is that how the kids say it? It did okay. I was expecting better. It's not an eye appeal sticker, but I thought mine looks really good. Here's what we've got over the last 3 sales. This was obviously an exceptional copy. Now, if I recall, that was a really serious eye appeal sticker. Maybe a 5. Well, I guess we can look. Let's see. I feel like it was a... Yeah, PWCC-A, I don't know. I can't remember. Is that the 30%? Maybe it is only a 30%. But 60, 54, 9, and then mine sold last night for 48. So not super thrilled, but what we'll do is we're going to back it out and look at it over the last year. The average sale price for a sticker is $43.66. And again, that's with this $60,000 sale kind of skewing everything. So if you look at it, this is mine last night, $48,000. Again, that's the 3rd highest out of the last 9. You can't really complain about that. It wasn't Fanatics' fault. They marketed the living goodness out of the card. If we look at it over the last 24 sales, this is probably the 3rd, 4th, 5th highest out of the last 24 sales. So if we keep it in perspective, that's not bad. Again, I didn't have an eye appeal sticker on mine, so 48 grand is a pretty good sale right there. So again, more about this card, more about what I'm doing and why I did it and what it's being replaced with in another video you're going to see later today where we look at my particular 31 Michael Jordan cards that I sold. All right, what about, we saw the BGS 7. What's better, BGS 7 or PSA 6? Well, apparently PSA 6 is better, because this one shattered a record, and then this one jumped even 15,000 more than that one. So that was 33.6. This is 48,000 for a PSA 7 Jordan XRC Star 101. Is that good or bad? What's going on with Star? Well, we got to check on every grade now. This one came back. So maybe some semblance of sanity. Let's see what's going on over the last 6 months. This card is up 207%. Even with a catastrophic drop of 7,000 from the last sale. So this is 7,000 down from the last sale, and this one is still up 207% over an eye appeal sticker that sold on March 17th, 6 months ago. A lot of interesting stuff, up 209% total. That is what your graph looks like over the last 2 years. This is what your graph looks like all time, because PSA only started grading them a little over 2 years ago, or right at 2 years ago, if I had to guess. So it's a Pop 80. That's not going to stop. That's going to keep growing. And PSA has now graded 356 of these. Beckett has graded 1,211. But again, the issue with the Star, and I feel bad for this for Star people, I will show some sympathy, is that we're never going to know how many there really are in BGS. Because when people cross these BGS to PSA, because they're printing money basically, even though they're dropping a grade or 2 or 3, they're still making money, as you can see, between the disparity between a BGS 7 and a PSA 6 being worth $15,000 more, $30,000 more a few days ago. People are going to continue to cross BGS to PSA. These BGS, pop reports are not going to be shrinking. Nobody's turning their labels in. So you're going to look like you have, how many BGS did we say? It's going to look like there's, 1,211 Star BGS cards out there. There's really not. And so this is a quiver in the air, an arrow in the quiver of the Star pumpers that are out there, is that you can really say, well, look, there's 1,568 graded. But we know there's not. We know there's not, because think how many have already crossed from BGS to PSA. I mean, we're naive if you think that 356 cards have been graded by PSA and they're coming out of team bags. They're not. They're coming out of BGS slabs. Or they're coming out of PSA trying again, right? PSA 4, I don't like it. Let me try it again. PSA 6, okay, I'll take it. So we're talking about tons of cracks and crossovers. Now, look, the exact same thing can be said about the next card we're going to look at, the Jordan rookie card, the PSA 10 from 1986 Fleer. This was mine as well. This one I did think it was an underwhelming result. I was really expecting it to go over 200, but again, I did pretty good on it, considering when I bought the card, it was a top 30% eye appeal. I thought it was a really good looking clean copy. I thought it deserved the 30% eye appeal. I thought the centering was about as damn good as you can get, top to bottom and left to right. I was expecting more than 192, but there was just something about it. it had to end on 23 bids, right? When you're selling a Jordan card, it's just got to end on 23 bids. Maybe the underbidder just didn't want to push it to 24. He didn't want to give Kobe any credit at 24. He wanted to keep the bids at 23, so I understand it. But again, if you can't laugh at yourself, can't laugh at anything. Why did I think that 192 was underwhelming? Well, again, just like we looked at the sticker, I was expecting a little bit better from the sticker as well, but here's the Jordan card. It sold at 192. Over the last 2 years, look at the average. It's 193. I don't know what else to say. If you look at the average over the last 1 year, and again, this is really skewed because this crazy one up here is sold for 372. I wish we could throw that out. It's going to screw everything up because that card has such a misleading effect on what the real average, sale of the card is. The card is sold for as low as 145. It's sold for, I gotta throw that out, man. It's sold for, and throw both of those out. So I don't know, 200 is about what I guess I was expecting. So anyway, a little bit lower than I expected, but we'll see what happens with the money. Stay tuned if you want to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Why, Cajun Cardboard, you collect Jordan cards. These are, that's a tier 1 card. Why'd you sell your PSA 10? What the hell is wrong with you? What are you doing? Are you going to collect LeBron and Kobe and Victor Wembanyama cherry blossom choices? No, I'm not. I will explain that in this next video that you're going to see. It should be in the end screen for this. I'm going to release this one first. I'll release my personal video second because people are going to care a lot less about that one than they do about the actual video where we recap the cards. But we'll look at all 31 of my cards and see how they did, for better or worse. Like I told you guys when I started this channel, you will see the good, you will see the bad. You will get the truth, and you will get it more consistent than anywhere else in the hobby. Again, if you're watching these recap videos, hit the like button. It actually helps me with YouTube. The proof is in the pudding. The channel is exploding. Like I am pushing 200,000 views a month. I was at 40,000 views a month when I walked into the exposition center in Cleveland at the National. What's that, like 45 days ago, 60 days ago? I was at 40,000 views a month. Now we're pushing the 200,000 views a month number. And the number of subscribers being added on a monthly basis is doubling. That's a testament to, well, I'm being more consistent and hopefully I'm putting out better content. But it's also, a testament to you guys commenting, your engagement, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, sharing my content with your friends, letting people know there's some lunatic down here who talks really fast and funny in Louisiana, but he kind of knows a little bit about cards, or at least he knows people who know about cards, and he's bringing them on the channel, and he's sharing the information, and he's letting us make our own decisions, and he's telling the truth and being pretty consistent and transparent about the content that he provides. Am I biased? Hell yes. If you can't pick up on my biases, then you've got a problem. So that's something that's very important to remember. I heard something on the crossover where Chris and Josh were talking about, should content creators let people know when they do or don't own a card? Here's the deal. I'm not going to tell you every time I look at a card whether I own it or not. Sometimes I do, but just assume I own it. If it's a Michael Jordan card, just assume I own it and I'm hyping it. That way I'm covered, right? Because what I don't want is people to come back and say, well, you're only hyping that card because you must own it. Well, just assume I own it and assume I am hyping it because it's my channel and Michael Jordan cards are phenomenal. Guess what? So are Kobe Bryant cards. Guess what? So are LeBron cards, which I'm starting to look at. Guess what? So are Wembanyama cards, but I can't touch those bad boys with a 500-foot pole. There's a lot going on in the hobby. There's a lot to be optimistic about. There's a lot of questions about unlicensed Topps Chrome, about CT scanners, about theft, about counterfeits, about there's a lot of bad out there. But I am going to keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.